Good morning, students. Once again, I am here to continue our syllabus, the chapter Manufacturing Industry in Geography for class 10th. But before starting the chapter, I am giving you once again the reminder information regarding how we can save our lives in that particular challenge which is known as COVID 19. So, once again, a quick flashback that how we have to adopt the behavior. We have to cover our face with a mask, we have to wash our hands, we have to maintain social distancing, we shouldn't touch our eyes, nose or mouth when we are outside the home. If we are not well, then we have to stay home. We have to use hand sanitizer to clean our hands time to time. And if any one of us, including me, is feeling cough, fever, cold, and if difficulty in breathing, then we must go for a medical checkup and consult to the doctor. So it is all about the precaution to fight against the COVID-19. Now, students, we will continue the work of the chapter manufacturing industry. As we know that theoretically we have complete this chapter and we have done short and MCQs of the chapter. Now only long questions and the map points are remaining. So in this lecture I am continuing it. This chapter is having three different maps to cover the certain points. So first map will be based on that where you have to locate cotton textile mills all over the India, and among them certain cotton textile we have to locate. So among them the first you have to locate the location of Kanpur where the cotton textile is to be found. So Kanpur, it is situated in Uttar Pradesh, so its location will be in UP. Then second is Indore, and Indore is located under Madhya Pradesh, so you will locate Indore cotton textile in Madhya Pradesh. Third, Surat cotton textile, and it is in Gujarat state. Then Mumbai cotton textile, it is in Maharashtra, and the last is Coimbatore cotton textile, and it is in the state of Tamil Nadu. In examination you will not find these states name with this question. You will only having the name of Kanpur, Indore as a cotton textile, and you have to locate them. I have mentioned the state so that it will be easy to learn them their location for the examination purpose. Now next map activity from the chapter where you have to locate certain iron and steel plants of India, and among them first one is Bokaro and second is Jamshedpur. Both iron and steel plants, Bokaro and Jamshedpur, is to be found in the state of Jharkhand. Second is Durgapur. Durgapur iron and steel plant is located in the state of West Bengal. Then Bhilai. Bhilai iron and steel plant is located in state of Chhattisgarh. Then Vijayanagar. This iron and steel plant is to be located in Karnataka, and the last is Salem, and this iron and steel plant is to be found in the state of Tamil Nadu. The second map from the same chapter will be based that locate or label the following iron and steel plants on the given outline political map of India, and these are the particular iron and steel plant which is in your syllabus. Now the third map from the same chapter is software technology parks. You have to locate and identify the location of the following software technology parks in the given outline political map of India. Among them, first one is Noida, and it is in Uttar Pradesh. Then second software technology park is to be found in Gandhinagar, and Gandhinagar is in Gujarat. Then Mumbai and Pune, both software technology park is to be found in the state of Maharashtra. Then Hyderabad is also known for its software technology park, and it is in Telangana. Then Bangalore, in Bangalore we are also having the software technology park, and it is in Karnataka. Then Chennai in Tamil Nadu, and Thiruvananthapuram we are also having software technology park, and it is in Kerala. So you have to fill the map like this. Even when you are filling the map, you can mention the states so that you will learn them their location with the help of states, so that it will be easy for you to solve these questions in the examination. It is all about the three different maps from the chapter manufacturing industry. Now we will discuss the long question of this chapter, which are remain. Now the long question number 3, where your each answer should be up to the 120 words. First question is, how are integrated steel plants different from the mini steel plants? What problem does the industry face? What recent developments had led to a rise in the production capacity? So here you can see that here three different question is connected, joined in a one question, and that first segment is asking that you have to differentiate integrated steel plants from the mini steel plants. So the presentation is important. When we solve the long answer, how you are going to present your answer, it is the most important thing. And second, that content should be relevant. So you can write down there are the following difference between the integrated steel plants and the mini steel plant. First of all, you have to divide your notebook in two equal parts, and on the right hand side you have to write down integrated steel plant, and on the other side you have to write down mini steel plants. And you can having the answer in your own notebooks, page number 73, where the definition is given. For the mini steel plants are smaller, have electric furnaces, use steel scrap and sponge iron. They have re-roller that use steel ingots as well. They produce mild alloy steel of given specification. On the right hand side, under the integrated steel plant, you will write down an integrated steel plant is large. It is the first difference between mini steel plant and integrated steel plant. That integrated steel plant are large, handles everything in one complex, from putting together raw material to steel making, rolling and shaping. So in this manner you will cover the first part of the long question. Second, it has asked that what problem does the industry face? So same answer you will be having further, that now the integrated steel plant and the mini steel plant is facing the several challenges, and among them first is high cost and limited availability of coking coal. It is the first challenge in front of the manufacturing industry of this time. Now second is lower productivity of labor. This is another problem. Third is irregular supply of energy, and fourth is poor infrastructure is the main problems or challenge in front of manufacturing industry, steel manufacturing industry nowadays. Now you have to give the answer that what recent developments have led to rise in the production of capacity. So this is the question that where you can also give the answer from the chapter of geography, chapter number 4, agriculture, that what new developments has held in the primary sector, it means in agriculture sector, so that more and more production can be get. So it can be only happen when you know that manufacturing industry is a secondary industry. Okay, and secondary industry is totally depend for raw material in the primary sector, it means agricultural sector. If we will not produce more and more crop, then we cannot having the finished goods in the secondary or manufacturing industry. So you can give your answer that how the agriculture sector has developed with the help of new inventions, high yielding of variety of seeds, genetic engineering. You can also give in your answer, and you can give the headings and then you can explain them, that how these modern fertilizers outputs and high yielding of variety of seeds and genetic engineering is helping to produce more and more food crops or the crops which is used in the manufacturing sector, and also becoming the cause of increase the production of capacity for the manufacturing industry. So in this way you will draw your answer. Now the second long answer is, how do industry pollute the environment? It is so easy, as the answer is given in your own NCERT, that there are so many several ways that industries are becoming the cause to pollute the environment. Environment is a sum up of air, water, and you can say noises also. So just because of these industrialization, first of all you will give that how the air is getting polluted. You can write down from your NCERT book. Then you will mention then how the water is getting polluted just because of the industrialization. Then you will also explain the thermal pollution, how the aquatic life is getting polluted just because of the drain the hot water to the rivers and the canals, ponds also. And then noise pollution, everything is given, and the need is only that you have to modify a little bit language to satisfy the need of the question. So here you are able to write down the answer from your NCERT book. Now the last question of this chapter: discuss the steps to be taken to minimize environmental degradation by industry. So in this question you have to discuss only those measures which can minimize, which can control, not eradicate, but to minimize, to decrease somehow the environmental damage which is caused just because of the industry. The answer is given on the same page, that control of environmental degradation, that these are the steps that we can minimize use of water for processing by reusing and recycling it in two or more successive stages. We can support the harvesting of rainwater to meet water requirements. We can also treating hot water and effluents before releasing them in rivers. And then primary treatment by mechanical means. This involves screening, grinding, flotation and sedimentation. Secondary treatment by biologically processed, although these are very costly stages and it requires so much of high technology, upgraded skilled labor, but these are the steps that we can minimize the environmental degradation which are causing nowadays just because of this so much of industrialization in India. Now you can also put some other you can say content, that overdrawing a groundwater reserves by industry where there is a threat to groundwater also needs to be regulated legally. Particulate matter in the air can be reduced by fitting smokestacks to factories. So we can fit the smokestacks to the factories with electrostatic precipitators, fabric filters, scrubbers and inertial separators. Smoke can be reduced by using all these machineries which can stop the noise as well as the air pollution. Almost all machinery can be redesigned to increase energy efficiency and reduce noise. Then you can give the example of NTPC, that how NTPC has prevent or to try to minimize this environmental degradation which is caused by the industry. So you can give that how NTPC performed in a positive way, that it has used optimum utilization of equipment, adopting latest techniques and upgrading existing equipment. NTPC also minimizing waste generation by maximizing ash utilization. Third, NTPC also providing green belts for nurturing ecological balance and addressing the question of special purpose vehicles for afforestation. So here it is very important to give this the example of NTPC, that because they are actually, these are the methods, these are the ways, and here the NTPC is actually implementing these measures to minimize the environmental degradation by industry. So students, in this way our whole exercise of this chapter is to be completed, and then we will continue the next chapter. First of all, we have to complete this work. Till then, take care. Goodbye.